Hey everyone, this is Austin. A little disclaimer before we get into this. I know a lot of the Arifureta fans are very, how do I put it, toxic at a point, and I understand why, because, a series that they enjoy has been utterly, destroyed by a anime studio, and a little disclaimer, if you are easily triggered, do not watch this video. I'm just going to be honest, because you will not be able to handle it, and I'm just trying to save you sometimes so you don't, waste your time. But most of the time, if you're angry enough, you're going to continue watching anyways. But anyways, I promised a lot of you that I'd make a rant video about Arifuru, and before I begin, I'm going to say I am not covering Arifuru anymore, along with another anime, but that anime I'll announce later on. But anyways, Arifuru, the anime that was supposed to be the next Shield hero, and I apologize honestly from the bottom of my heart and everything that it's such a huge disappointment. I mean, I didn't make it, but I just feel a little bit partially responsible as a creator, kind of hyping this up, and because this source material is not bad. That's the crazy thing. It's really good, but the anime doesn't even follow. It's Tokyo Ghoul. As you know, Gigog has joked about it. It's literally just Tokyo Ghoul. It literally hasn't gone anywhere. It doesn't follow most of its story, and its story is even, broken into pieces. But this anime, Digibro has been having fun with it, and, I think it's my turn, to say the least. And just, there's a lot of things wrong with this anime, and it's a big disappointment, honestly. Coming from a person like I'm actually dipping into the light novels because I want to read the light novels because I'm curious. I gave a lot of other light novels a chance. Obviously, I read the manga. Manga is good. If you don't like reading, I actually suggest that, even though it doesn't update that often. But yeah, but nonetheless, kicking off with, my opinion about the anime. And when I say this stuff, I'm just going to be brutally honest most of the time. This anime is just a huge disappointment, and it's almost as disappointing as, my life. Yeah, I went there. But honestly, it just I was expecting this. Hey, it's gonna ride the success of Shield Hero with being kind of a little bit edgy and having a betrayal happening. But it just I don't know what happened. And we have the. It's not. I'm not gonna blame White Fox. It's the other studio, and it is Asred. That's what I think it is. And it just they took the body, and they just kept, sawing the little pieces of flesh off and just kept destroying it. It's just, I don't know how to describe it another way because it's so bad, honestly. And they didn't even get characters right. I mean, let's start off from the beginning. The beginning, honestly, if you did not read the manga or the light novel, you wouldn't understand what the heck is going on. I mean, I keep people that are the constant variables and stuff, asking them what do they think of this, if they didn't read this or anything, didn't do anything before, and they were confused. And you kind of need to have the source material getting into this stuff because it doesn't do a good job explaining how everything is. I mean, we don't even know about Hajime being an otaku, or a weeb, as some people call us, and it's just, how do you not have, especially the really best part of this whole series is just the beginning about how Mondays are the worst day of the week, and I'm like, that I can get behind this. It's true. Mondays are the worst thing because Arifuru comes out on that day now. I wish I wasn't trying to be funny, but that's just what it is, and it's like I was expecting to get this really amazing thing, this thing that's going to be amazing. And just, no, it doesn't happen. It it kicks you down, spits in your face, and says you're paying the child support. I am not, no. But nonetheless, it's just, I don't understand how they fumbled this project. I mean, as I was saying in the beginning, we don't know certain things. The first 2 episodes were just flashbacks, and flashbacks were just this way of trying to cope with the stuff that was missing, and just, flashbacks are cool. They can be used correctly. We saw episode 6 with Shia. They can work, but they just keep going to it. And don't even get me started on other aspects of the students or the classmates. And it just, I might as well let's go over there. I mean, I'm going to forget a little about Yu because Yu doesn't apparently, she's not Yu, you know, in anime. She's a very silent, strong type, and just, I don't know, the sound effects too. Just don't get me started on the apple biting and the eating of, you know, cartoon Flintstones and stuff. Just, I don't understand. I understand they have a low budget, just whatever the previous one was. If you don't know a little history about this anime, it previously was not liked by the author, so it had to be redone, and that's why it was delayed. And I'm kind of curious of how bad the previous one, if this is the one that was accepted. And I'm probably going to get upset because if it ever does come out that it was pretty bad animation, I mean, I'm okay with really bad animation sometimes, as long as it follows its story, because the story at Arifuru's heart is actually a good story, that it doesn't follow the whole thing. It just, not the whole thing, but pieces, and pieces that make everything come together. And don't get me like too revved up about everything else like students, but I'm just going to do it anyways because you guys wanted this. The students, or the classmates, I understand that they're in the light novel, that they'll play a crucial part in the later part, but this anime is not getting another season. I have seen a lot of Japanese people too on Twitter, YouTube, just not liking this anime, and a lot of people being very toxic and vicious to the Twitter page, and I don't condone that. Don't do that kind of stuff, because it's not, you know, the social media, you know, person's fault that the anime's bad. It's the studio's fault. It's underfunded and lacks imagination. That's the best way I can put it in simple terms for everyone. Now let's go to one of my favorite characters, Shia. I'm very happy that she's in this series. I really am. I'm not dropping this series. I can't care to cover it anymore because it takes a lot out of me, and it hurts to try to be positive when there's very little to be positive about this anime. And I learned my mistakes from Darling in the Franxx in certain animes, and usually I just don't cover them. I don't say anything, but this is a series that is worthy of a rant video and a whole explanation of why I'm not covering it anymore. And just, what the heck did they do to Shia? She's adorable, she's hilarious, she's the comedic relief, and she kind of brings a breath of fresh new air into this series, but she's still at this point of, you know, why has certain things been cut out, especially, you know, the village and the humans and all this stuff, and it just, I don't know where they're going with this anime. I really don't know, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have an anime original ending at this point, because I'm going to be honest, if this gets another season, I am going to be super surprised, because it seems they took all the money to spend on merch, and I know this is horrible to say, I don't really care. Don't buy the merch. Do not support this kind of content that's being pushed out to us. I encourage the Japanese people not to do it, because we shouldn't accept this kind of stuff from the anime industry. It does not... I don't understand why people want to. I understand that I love the series too, and I would love to get a Shia, you know, figure, a pin, or anything like that, but I see this, it would go to the anime studio, and I do not want them to have money. I don't think they should be into anything with anime, because this anime is just a hot pile of steamy garbage, to say the least, and it's mind-boggling, because you pick up the manga or the light novel, you're like, you sure this is, you know, this is Arifureta, this isn't a spin-off of something that just, everything went wrong, and we have PS2 graphic CGI, I mean, the CGI in this is just so inconsistent, and it's really upsetting to see this, and I know I am a person that usually tries to overlook certain art choices and stuff like that, and I make fun of Ruby with its CG, and, you know, Berserk, we all know that one, and I made fun of, you know, Overlord's CG, but Arifuru takes CG to a new level, and I understand in the anime industry that CG is cheaper to do and all that stuff. Good for them, trying to save a couple of bucks, but I don't understand who they hired. And I mean, I do understand that someone, actually one of my viewers, I think it was Mika that sent it to me, and they don't have a lot of experience in 3D, kind of modeling. And this isn't a good sign for that company if they're doing stuff like this. And hey, if they want to get into the PS2 graphics, they have it done. It's just the CG is so bad, man. I just don't understand. I mean, it seems like a child with a pen made the CG, and the silver line of the series is Hajime's Hajime. He's that, very battle-hardened person that isn't afraid to just tell people how it is, and I like him like that, but it's just everything around it is just, it doesn't meld well. It's just, nothing works. It's a huge disappointment, and I was expecting more. I'm going to take the lines of my one of my famous, well, not famous, but favorite YouTubers. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. That's how I feel every time trying to cover this and review, and just trying to be positive, because I like to have positive vibes when I do stuff, and even though YouTube is bending me over every video now, I don't know why. I know I made fun of the beta for the studio, and they're probably mad at me because I told them how it was. That's another thing I'll love to talk about, but that's on Twitter if you want to know more about it. But nonetheless, this is honestly an anime that needs to be canceled, and I don't usually say that often. I think for the sake of the fandom, and for them to calm down and stop being so toxic, honestly, I've seen you guys, what you've done, going around and doing certain things, review bombing things. I'm just going to throw that out there. I understand that you're upset. I'm upset too. And I don't condone people going to producers and all that stuff and harassing them. Don't do that. That's not right. I can't express enough. Do not do that, because you're not cool when you do that. All you can do is, what we do with EA in, video games. Vote with your wallet. Show them who's boss, kind of thing. And I'm going to do my utmost to discourage people of buying the merchandise, because this series deserves no money, and it should be canceled. I don't know what they made. It's just a hideous creation that, could have been good. And I love the one thing, the big kicker here, that I love so much. People are going to blame White Fox for this, and I hope the truth comes out right here. I'm going to express it multiple times like I did in this video. It is not White Fox that did this. It's Azred. And don't blame White Fox, because I know this is rare that I'm defending White Fox, but I thought, it would have been good. And this anime is PG-13. I don't understand why it is. It's supposed to be very gory, and it just really falls flat on its face, and it's hilarious. And just upsetting at the same time, but one more thing, I know this is going to trigger a lot of people, that's why I'm going to do it. Remember how some people said this was supposed to be better than Shield Hero, which I never even said? I said it's going to be as good as Shield Hero. Well, yeah, I'm starting to feel it now too. What did they do, guys? What did they do? It's just like an ex-girlfriend that took everything and just, you're left with nothing, and just have a hole in your heart. That's how I feel. I better get out of here before I start relaying certain messages about myself on YouTube. I'll see you guys. This has been Austin, and I'm signing out.